Alrighty, happy Saturday. This is week 2 preview of the Family Fantasy League, or now I'm going to call it the FFL. We have the NFL, but now we have the FFL. So the matchups this week, the Packers ended up taking out the Commanders in a pretty interesting game. Nothing too crazy from the Commanders on that one. We also have the Niners and the Saints, banged up Niners team going into New Orleans. We have the Bears and the Lions in division matchup, Rams and Titans in division matchup with the Patriots and Dolphins, another in division matchup with the Bills and Jets. Then we have Alexa's lock of the week. She is 1-0. Everyone's 1-0 right now. And that is the Bengals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. We then have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Steelers. And then we have the Giants playing the Cowboys in division matchup, Broncos versus Colts. We have my lock of the week, which is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. I skipped over America's lock of the week, the yellow button. That's going to be the Ravens over the Browns. And then we have the Eagles versus the Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch. And then we have the Falcons and Vikings taking on Sunday Night Football. And then we have 2 Monday Night Football games. We have the Buccaneers versus the Texans and the Chargers versus the Raiders. Now in the league, we have the Devil Dogs versus Prestige Worldwide. Prestige Worldwide already has a 14.4 point lead due to the Thursday night game. Then we have NFL Lex. Lex put her own little spin on her team name, going against last place, who has 18.4 points. Then we have the Hideaways taking on the M&Ms. Both teams scored on Thursday's night's game, with the Hideaways having 24.4 and the M&Ms having the 19.7. In last matchup of the week, we have Cheese Bandits versus Gramps. Gramps picked up 9.8 points in the Thursday night game. Some players to watch out for. Lots of players here and lots of good people still on the waiver wire. And with M&M's clearing out their bench, a lot of good players out there too. Top 3 QBs for my players to watch are Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, and Michael Penix Jr. My favorite one on this is Michael Penix Jr. He threw for almost 300 yards in week 1. Is definitely set the tone of we're going to throw the ball with this team. And Michael Penix has the arm to do it, and that Falcons offense can definitely get it done. Top 3 running backs are Dylan Sampson, Kareem Hunt, and Kenneth Gainwell. My favorite is actually Kareem Hunt. He's going up against the Eagles, but the amount of injuries that the Chiefs have right now, Kareem Hunt is probably the best option for scoring. Then we have wide receivers. It's going to be Quentin Johnson, Kayshon Boutte. I don't know if it's Booty or Boutte or whatever. I like Booty. And then wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. My favorite out of this one is going to be Kayshon Boutte. He's going against Miami. Miami looked awful last week. And Kayshon Boutte is silently becoming like the number 2 receiver behind Stephon Diggs or Hunter Henry, depending on how you look at it, in New England. Speaking of Hunter Henry, we have Hunter Henry, Harold Fannin, and Jonnu Smith for the top 3 tight ends. My favorite is Harold Fannin Jr. David Njoku is getting his time taken into, and his playing time taken into by Harold Fannin, playing for the Cleveland Browns. They're running more 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends, and Harold Fannin's getting a lot of catches. Top 3 defenses this week, Ravens, Colts, and Chargers. My favorite is actually the Colts. I think that Denver offense looked really rough against a not so good Tennessee Titans team, and I think that the Colts can take advantage of that as they have a really dominant front 4. Kickers for this week, Cameron Little, Evan McPherson, and Spencer Schrader. My favorite is Cameron Little from the Jaguars. Hit a 70-yarder in the preseason, which would have been an NFL record. Jacksonville is going to use him as a weapon. You cross the 50, he's going to be sent out there, most likely. Those points add up. They can score 15 points just by him. And then we have the injuries for this week. People that are going to be good to go, we have Brock Bowers and Jawan Jennings. Both were dealing with a knee and a shoulder injury. They should be playing this week. Players we have out this week are going to be Xavier Worthy, Dallas Goedert, and Brock Purdy. All are going to be definitely not playing this week. And then the IR, people that are pretty much done for at least the next 4 weeks or the season, we have George Kittle with a hamstring injury, and then Austin Eckler, who actually got hurt during the Thursday night game. His season is done. Very, very fun week 2 preview. I'm excited to watch this week as well. We're going to be We're actually gonna be at Bills bar, so gonna be around all the Bills fans. I'm sure we'll send videos of everybody going crazy. That's gonna be a fun game. I think that's gonna be a pretty high scoring game, that Bills Jets game. And then I'm excited as an Eagles fan for the Super Bowl rematch. I think that we still are gonna beat the Chiefs on that one, but maybe that's just the biased Eagles fan in me. But you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on probably Tuesday. All right.